Friday Frenzy with Lisa Novak and Mark Novak. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Do you need the light?
Nah.
Yeah, we need the light.
No.
Need the light.
Light's awful.
Light's better. Ready? No light.
We're in our casuals this morning. We've just come back from doing a very nice big walk. Beautiful morning after a massive storm here in Sydney last night. Wasn't it crazy?
Beautiful.
Wow, it was unbelievable.
People would have got some great slow-mo vids on those.
Oh, yeah.
That lightning was just incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. So Fridays, we recap the week. We just talk about whatever. Feel free to throw topics our way. What do you want to start with, Mr. Novak? Over to you.
People, the biggest comment I'm getting from people is, we've had a boom. Are we going to have a bust? Are we going to have a bust?
Yeah.
Are we going to have a bust? Is it too late? Have we left our run too late? Are we going to have a bust?
Interesting.
What do you reckon?
So, no, I don't believe we're going to have a bust. Yes, there's talk about these interest rates going up. They're still historically low. The reality is that, particularly where we are, Mark, on the Northern Beaches, and we're not talking about globally. I think let's concentrate on talking about our area.
Yep.
Northern Beaches historically has been extremely resilient.
Yep.
And has outperformed most areas of the country.
Yep.
It's always been good buying, and there's still a lot more room for growth, Mark. The average two-bedder in, let's say, DY, a beachside suburb of the Northern Beaches, you can still pick something up over on the Northern Beaches for around, two-bedders are selling sort of $780 now, all the way up to circa 1.2 for your stock standard two-bedder. Now, if we take that same equation and pop that into Bondi, I think you'll be lucky to find any two-bedders on the market for under, 2 mil? So there's plenty of room for growth still on the Northern Beaches.
Question.
Yes.
Has the market ever boomed this much before?
I would take a guess at saying no. Have we ever had COVID before?
We've had a world war. We've had a recession.
Yeah.
I've got the fact.
We have. I know, but we have history on what recessions do. We have history on what wars do.
I've got the facts.
We don't have history on COVID, Mark, because we've never had it before.
Kids, look at that. They are, see those circles on the screen, 1, 2, 3. They are the last 3 booms in the last 140 years. They are the last 3 booms in the last 140 years. That's the facts.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Mark knows I love a graph.
Boom, boom, boom.
I love graphs. Said no girl ever.
I love data. Next question.
Yes.
What does the bust look like after the booms, the last 2 big booms that we had? Not this last one, but the 2 before that.
What
does the bust look like?
What does it look like?
What does the bust look like? Kids, here it is. There you go. Look at the bust. Okay, so see below the 0. So when it goes below 0, that's negative growth. When it goes above 0, that's positive growth. Negative growth is when prices go down. So if you look at 1950 and you look at 1989, Lisa Lulu, there you go. So it doesn't correct. It went up 111% in 1 year. That's in 1 year. It went double. So it's just, that's nuts. And it corrected only 10 or 20%. So it went up $1 million on $1 million house, and it came back 200 grand. That's when it went up $1 million, 100%.
Yeah.
But back in the GFC, it didn't really correct much at all.
Right.
Like 3%. So we've got a similar growth to what the post GFC.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Thanks for that.
Very interesting.
You hate that?
No, I don't love graphs, guys. For those of you that may not know, I'm not really a numbers girl. I think most girls aren't, though, Mark. Like,
Really
I think
sexist.
lots of guys love talking about graphs and numbers. Not so confident that most girls do. Great point. Good morning to everyone that's tuning in. Jonathan Creek, we're going to be speaking a little bit later on today. Hey, Luke, hope you're well. Michelle, thank you guys for tuning in. Friday Frenzy, we just talk about everything that's happened in the week. Mark, 14 appraisals yesterday. I reckon
What happened there?
Yeah, it was honestly.
That's just you.
I have to say, that was definitely one of the busiest days in my life ever yesterday. Not in real estate, like in life. It was a crazy day. 14. And actually we were walking this morning and I said to Mark, I think maybe there was a couple more because I had 2 more come in last night. It's crazy. Is it what's going on in the market? For those of you guys that are real estate agents,
is that what
I'm
happens
interested
in a
to know.
People start frenzy selling.
Yeah, I'm interested to know, guys, if you're in real estate, what did your day look like? What is your week looking like? Real estate is very hard to predict at the moment.
Is this consistent with all the other agents? We'd love to know.
Yeah.
For any agents that are watching.
But 14 appraisals, Mark, a lot of people were saying, like, how did you do it? So it was a culmination of 3-minute SMS appraisals. I did 5 face-to-faces, which is hard. Like, if you're doing, your full presentation, there's a good hour to hour and a half there. It was a combination of some sight unseens where we'd just gone off routine inspections. Obviously, I need to get through the property if I do list it. So emails and some 3-minute SMS appraisals as well. But this morning I've got 4. It's crazy, honestly crazy.
Hey, I've got something weird to say. This morning we were talking, you were saying how many of your vendors that you're selling for that you haven't met face to face.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, as an agent for 28 years, I think that's really weird shit.
Yeah.
But if you ran a survey and said how many, like, do you want to meet your real estate agent face to face in your house? Do you want to meet 3, 4, 5 of them and sit down for an hour and a half each? Every seller would say, no friggin' way.
A lot of people don't want to.
Every seller go, no, just give me the numbers.
Yeah.
Tell me the commission. Tell me the price. I'm happy to have a conversation over the phone. Let's get on with it. Life's changed.
Yeah.
So it's the old 2-touch presentation.
No.
If you don't know what that is, agents used to say, go out and see the property first, walk through, and then after that, go back down and sit down with the client
those days are over.
Do a presentation for an hour or 2. No one wants that.
In saying that, I did do a few yesterday.
Some do.
But you've got to read the play. You've got to read the play. I can imagine an agent that wants to do a 2-touch prezzo with you and me. I'd be like, oh my God, no, just tell me the facts, send it over to me, SMS it, just give me the number. So, you've got to read the play. Some people are just looking for the price. Yesterday, I went and did a presentation to one of the quirkiest people I've met. And he lives in one of the most insane addresses on the Northern Beaches. Anyway, long story short, I could see he had I pulled out the proposal, and we do these beautiful leather-bound proposals. I pulled it out and I could see the whole demeanour just dropped. He was thinking, oh my God, she's not going to read this back to back. And I said, listen, I'll tell you what, let's get to the good stuff. And he said, what's the good stuff? I said, the price. And he was like, oh, thank God.
Give people what they want.
Give people what they want. Yes. But what's interesting, Mark, is a huge part of these appraisals are generated as a result of my social media.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
I had someone yesterday message me saying, I saw what you sold in DY. I saw how quickly you sold it. I saw that you sold it off your Facebook page. Can you do me a proposal? I want to sell the same way. So, yeah, guys, if you're not doing your socials, for anyone who's watching, if you're not doing your social media, real estate agents, you're not too late. Watch the interview yesterday with Tom Panos and Val Barbone from Banter Group. It was a cracker. Jonathan Creek, you will love it.
So you'll find it on Tom Panos' Facebook.
Yes, it's on his Facebook page. Yes. Jump on there and have a look. What else, guys? It's just been it's been a manic week. I said to you this morning, what's the next word above busy?
Yeah, bulldozer.
Yeah.
I reckon it's what I'm seeing a lot of is investors.
Yes, there are.
Bucket load of investors coming back in January and February into the market. I haven't seen investors actively in the market since they got punched in the nose about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, they're back.
When
They're
the,
back.
when the interest rates, when there was a differential between interest rates for owner occupiers and investors, they were really punched in the nose. They really went quiet, and they are back in full friggin' force. The only reason, I said friggin' a lot this morning, the only reason I think they're back is because they've made some really good equity out of their properties. So a typical person of a house of a property of $1 million or $2 million, say $1 million, they've just made 500 grand on top of what they had, on top of the equity they already had in there. And now they're saying, let's take that, let's reinvest that because property's been good to us.
Yes, true story. We celebrated a birthday this week. Our little baby turned 16. It's funny. I remember having a conversation with someone many, many years ago, and I was like, oh my God. And we have a 23-year-old as well. So we've been through the teenage years, but I remember having a conversation with someone years ago, and I said, what's it like having a teenager? And he said, oh, she's just been wonderful. And I thought, whoever says that about a teenager? And I can tell you now, we've got one. She's been wonderful. She's been an absolute little shining light in our lives.
Yeah, look at my wog face. What a wog. So she is, and that's my mum. And we went out to dinner. She's 16.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Sweet 16.
Gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful child. We might have a different story to tell next Friday because Saturday night we have a party for her. So 16-year-olds, let's see how that goes. We might report something very different next Friday. But happy birthday to our Jade. Yeah, I reckon that's a wrap.
That's a Friday Frenzy.
That's a Friday Frenzy.
Crew, everyone's busy in the office. So I've got a team of 40, 45 people.
Missing some buttons on the shirt. Mark, are you?
Yeah, it's. I love a bit of hair on the chest.
He does.
More investors.
Bit of European.
Yes, Luke. That's it. Yeah.
I think that's a wrap, guys. That's a wrap. Jonathan, you and I will be talking a little bit later. We're going to be doing a Zoomathon. I'm going to be on Jonathan's little gig. For those of you guys that aren't following Jonathan Creek, he is the Guru Swami video content creator, amongst many other things. But we're going to be doing a Zoomathon for the real estate industry for charity, Hands Across the Water, a phenomenal charity. These guys help out orphanages in Thailand. Something very close to our heart. Mark's done many, many bike rides in Thailand, raising money for that incredible charity. So stay tuned. We're going to all be giving our time to you guys. You need to purchase a ticket. Very important, $49. And you're going to be getting some of the best content that money can buy. Absolute fact. So we'll pop some links. We'll pop some links into this so that people can see where to get it from.
Hands Across the Water, sponsor them. They are doing great things.
Tons of phenomenal people in the industry as well. They're giving up their time.
First time ever.
Yes, it is.
First time ever.
Guinness Book of Records. It's going to make it to the Guinness Book of Records.
Giddy up.
That's a wrap.
See you,
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.